Welcome to the CFG GameCast episode number 11. I can't believe we already had 11 already. That's awesome. A weekly podcast created by gamers and streamers alike to discuss the latest gaming topics from the previous week. We stream a new episode on Saturdays and release it to the podcast services like Apple and Google Podcasts, Stitcher Radio, and Podbean. So show us some love. Give us a follow on on one of our Twitch channels, or just follow us on any social media sites below with the podcast. I am Mr. CFG himself, Davis Green, and with me today are a group of fellow gamers, and I have, from a long hiatus, a person that we missed so truly long ago, aka the Backlog Queen, Sesh Evans. How are you doing?
I'm doing well. I've somehow accomplished having a backlog of being on a podcast.
yes. Don't put the podcast. Don't make it sound like the podcast is the reason why you have that backlog. Okay.
No, it is definitely not. I am prioritizing the podcast above a lot of things, but I have too much going on right now. So I'm in like housing transitions and job transitions and all of that. So. Yeah, that's why I've been gone a while, but yeah. I think we're going to be back in a rhythm now. I think I got this. I'm going to be consistent now, hopefully.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Good to hear, man. So hopefully we'll definitely welcome you back and see for things to come. So it's awesome. And with me is the 5-star general of the itty bitty Smitty committee. I got Smitty in the third seat. How you doing, buddy?
Doing well, my friend. Happy weekend. There is so much gaming news going on right now, from hardware to software stuff. Whoops, I'm slapping my mic around. Like, that's how excited I am about it. I'm excited to talk about it. Things have been going well. I've been playing a lot of so Death Garden, the early access came out for Death Garden. If you have not played that game or checked it out, you need to. I'm going to try to play a little bit here after we're done with this recording. Mm-hmm. But I'm really having a lot of fun playing it. It's fun by the makers of Dead by Daylight. I played it in the beta. If you haven't seen it, check it out. It is pretty dope. But yeah, I'm excited. E3, E3 news is going to be hitting soon and whatnot. So there's just, this is jam packed. This is that beautiful time of the year, right?
Oh yeah, no kidding. And man, it's like it's ridiculous. I know I've seen you've been playing Death Garden quite a bit recently, but I was wondering about that because when I see what you do in that game, and I'm like, dude, what the heck are you doing? Like, how many things are there needing to be done just to beat that game? And it's kind of crazy to me.
It's crazy. Watching it, like, after you play it for a little bit, like, it just clicks, and it, like, starts making more sense, and you're just like, oh, okay, because at first it was just like, I hate this game sucks, I can't do anything, and then all of a sudden, like, it started making sense, I'm just like, the light bulb turns on, I'm just like, I love this game's freaking amazing, I'm gonna buy it for you, and you, and you, and you.
How many people did you buy it for already? I just have a feeling you bought it already for other people.
I've gifted out, I think 3 or 4 now.
Oh, nice.
Dang.
Yeah. Other game.
Yeah, you're like the giving tree. So that's what you are. You're just the giving tree. That'll be cool. So,
cool, man.
Nice. And I haven't really been playing much anything as of late because I'm getting ready just to let folks know I am heading to E3. I'm going to be heading out there on Monday. That's gonna be fun and incredibly exhausting at the same time. So, like, just been I'm going to probably do as much video or as much we're going to be doing a lot of behind closed door stuff. But I'll post what I can post on our on Twitch at Confreaks and Geeks, or on our Twitter, The Comic Freak, if you're interested. And definitely check by it. But I'm definitely hyped. This is my very first one. I'm gonna try to take as much advantage as I can on it. So. But anyways, let's get into it. I know that's what everyone's been wanting to do for the past while, so let's go. So as always, each of us picks a new topic of discussion within each video games or from the previous week. The topic could be anything. about like a specific game or anything that happened in the gaming industry. And also, if you have a topic that you want us to discuss, you could go into the top where it says CFG GameCast, put in any topic. We'll talk about it if we have time at the end of our discussions. And you could also just check if you have any future ones. You could check us out on the Comic Freak and just type it in there, or the CFG at confreaksandgeeks.com. So, since we want to make sure everyone remembers how the format goes, Sesh, you're the first person this time around.
Thanks for welcoming me back. I'm actually going to talk about a very laid-back topic. I want to actually talk about and this is inspired by there's going to be a gaming music festival in Las Vegas this year. And it's the first of its kind that's just for gaming and combining that with music. And I just want to talk about that and how these events, like E3 especially, and we're going to, I'm sure, have more to talk about, a lot more after E3 happens, but a lot of these events and like tournaments and conventions and all of those things are always really focused on like parties and get-togethers, and it's just one of those things that we actually do see a lot of, like, once you start going to them, which people that are just fans of video games might not go. Like, not everyone has gone to like a video game convention of any kind, or a tournament of any kind, and these things are just there all the time. And so I'm really, really happy to see that something that's just as mainstream and normalized as going to a music festival is getting a video game flair to it. So I'm really excited for a lot of the new announcements for that. Like, it's going to be in October, late October, so kind of near Halloween, not quite though. And then Vegas is always great. So if it's Vegas too, like, what a good place to start, because that is literally a party city. And I think it's just really going to encompass that. And I'm loving how video games and esports are taking over Vegas. Like, they have the esports arena out there. They've deemed gambling on video games legal out there too. So it's opening like all kinds of new, different, weird worlds that like a lot of people probably haven't thought of before, including festivals.
Well, I mean, yeah, it's nice that they're going to be. I mean, well, first off, what's the name of the festival? Did you say it?
It's the Matarama Gaming Plus Music Festival, and so it's actually it's taking place October 19th through 20th, Las Vegas at the festival grounds, and it'll showcase a marquee of gaming, esports, live music. They don't have any information on like ticket sales or what those are going to cost yet. But it's being produced by C3 Presents. So they're the company, they did the Austin City Limits Music Festival and Lollapalooza. So it's, these companies that specifically do music festivals, this isn't going to be a fire festival, guys. Like, this is going to be a real festival.
If it was a fire, oh my God, if it's a fire festival again, I don't think the world's ready for another fire festival.
I will give everyone $5 if it does turn out to be like that, but I have confidence in it already.
Shoot, if people are going to be spending that kind of cash for what they did with the fire festival, they should be giving us money. That's the way I look at it.
Oh my goodness. I've seen that dodocumentary twice already,
I still need to see
I
it.
love it, because I know those people. Like, those are real people that we all know in everyday life, and like I've really known them, like the ones that have that kind of money and spend it, like just being in the film industry. Like, you encounter that every once in a while where you're just, this person is spending so much money, so they must have money.
Well, I mean, the coolest thing about this gaming thing is, like, I mean, yeah, I mean, it's cool that they're doing a festival for gaming, but at the same time, it's like, now the real question is, like, how are they going to do it for me? Like, it's like, are they going to be, is this going to be like an after party, or is this going to be like the festival itself is going to be dedicated in music gaming, like, or like, I mean, I'm assuming it's just going to be like a theme. I'm assuming the way I'm looking at it, thinking of it, is that they would have to make it like a celebration of games, like game remixes, and then at the same time, make it a kind of like a little mini GDC, or no, I'm sorry, EDC. There we go. Like a mini EDC or something like that for it to kind of, for it to pop, because Like if it's what I'm imagining it that they're wanting it to be, for people to like come from all over to just party and stuff like that, they obviously they would need to make it, they would need to have their own kind of original music from gaming, but maybe using original backdrops and then mixes and DJs and stuff, and then B, just a ridiculous amount of like of freedom that you're going to allow people to do whatever they kind of wanting to do during that kind of festival. So
So what my imagination is going wild with this is like, one, I do think like there'll be gaming music covers. I think it's going to be a little bit more on the mainstream, where I think it's just going to have like a lineup of bands and they'll be playing their sets as well. It'll just also include this. I think there's going to be, I'd hope there'd be like free play areas. There'd be maybe a mini tournament here or there. There'd be just all those other activities that you can get at a really well put together festival, but with a video game flair and theme to it. And I think it'd just be very fun. Like it could just be a really fun mix of like this mainstream thing that people do, but with like a whole video game flair to it. And like just like buying the shirts would be fun, like the merchandise that could be there. I don't know if there's any video game companies that are specifically sponsoring it yet. Like this was a new thing that just came out, and it is being put together this year, so it's probably not going to be as grandiose as I'm thinking, but it's one of those things where like, wow, this is the first of its kind. Wow, I wonder what else they can do with this kind of thing, and like how much other like kinds of activities and like get-togethers and different things they can include, because like they say specifically like esports too, but it's not like the headlining thing. So like it could be really fun. I think like if it's done right, like this would just be like a really fun trip. Like just anyone that's a gamer that hopefully, depending on what the lineup of music is, likes any of that music, because usually it's just, if you've ever been to any of these after parties, it's a lot of EDM Mario music. And almost nothing
I'm not
else.
seeing much of a difference.
Everyone's so sick of it. But I think this being a music festival rather than like an EDM party, which they haven't said yet if that is going to be the case, I think it'd be really fun to have like, acoustic versions of these songs.
Oh, I doubt there's going to be acoustic versions.
Bands doing it. I know they do, but having that live, like that's so fun. It's nice to hear that. The EDM I'm sick of, and having like a party EDM Mario track if you've been to any of these, it's like played out.
No, because you're like on the outside. First off, you're at the Las Vegas Fairgrounds. Smitty, you already know more than anyone about this kind of stuff. But I'm just saying, yeah.
So my thing, and there's still more information I think that's needed to be had here. When you label something as a festival, I have a very different opinion than, you know what I mean? Or if you're considering it a festival, then it better be a festival. You know what I mean? It should be then geared towards the music, and then, the other stuff is kind of supporting things. Hey, we got a tournament booth over here, or we got, this and that. I think, again, you gotta remember too, I think they also started Life is Beautiful festival out here, which is a really big festival. They do a really nice job, and I feel like, especially out here in Vegas is good for embracing these kinds of things, and then kind of blowing it up and putting doing that stuff. But they're really supportive of that. Obviously, it helps the local economy. Right. People in the town and stuff like that. So I'm totally all for that. That's something I would absolutely check out, as opposed to say going to EDC or something. Like I couldn't do that. I don't think I'd end up dying or something. But I'd go too hard. A video game festival, I think there's a lot of potential in that. And just seeing, there is a big esports scene, or a bigger esports scene that's emerging out here. The casinos, I do some freelance work and stuff like that, where I'm hearing and sitting in on some of these gaming. They're talking about gaming and how gaming is evolving and stuff like that. And video games and esports is very much in those talks. At the college, UNLV, they have a esports program. You can get a scholarship to UNLV doing this stuff. I mean, the stuff is here. Again, one of my big goals is I'm trying to get in on that ground level. People are still kind of searching and figuring out how to, how's this going to work? How do we monetize this? This and that. And, I want in on the ground floor on being able to develop that and being a part of this. And this city is very, open to seeing, what it can be. And I think this is kind of going to be that mecca of where it can kind of grow and explode and turn into, you know, whatever we have 20 years down the road. You know what I mean? I think this is going to be kind of that smoldering pot, that kind of that catalyst, if you will.
Oh yeah, no, I totally agree with you there. Like there's, you know, like there's the tech city, there's the film industry city out here, like LA, and then there's like Vegas is what it is right now too, but I think it's going to grow into something like this where it's going to be the video game festival city, because they've embraced video games a lot out there already, like having like the esports arena, having all these other things happening, they do obviously do like big conventions and stuff like that, like Evo, I almost said E3. But I think it's really going to be like, it could very easily be like a video game festival mecca.
Awesome. Well,
I agree.
I just don't like, your eyes of a festival is different than what I'm thinking how this festival is going to be. Cause like, I do like the idea of what you're saying. I really do. But I feel like the festival is just going to become another, like not like as big as an EDC, but it's just going to be like like that kind of thing again. Like the level of all that kind of yes, the theme is, I think it's going to be more like, hey, here is a music festival. The theme is gaming. That's what I think it's going to be more like. And I feel like, and there's nothing wrong with that, but I'm just saying that like, but to kind of say, oh, to pay tribute to gaming and stuff like that. I mean, they could easily say, hey, we're going to do chip tunes. We're going to find the best guys who knows how to do chip tunes. And then, what's his name? I want to say Reggie something. Dude looks nerdy as hell, but he's a really good DJ. But what?
Oh, sorry. I was like, I thought I knew who you were talking about for a second, but it slipped my tongue. So I tried to shut up before I said something, and I failed.
It's all good. Well, yeah. I mean, they'll still have those kind of people, but I think for the most part, I feel like it's just going to become like a giant. I mean, like a giant thing compared to an after party, which I think is just like everyone's having the same exact kind of fun, and then just dancing and like acting a fool. Because like I was there at the Evo after party last year, and it was ridiculous. It was awesome, but like.
It was really fun. Well, I think you're mostly right that I don't think this one is going to be all of this. Like, I'm like, ooh, my imagination's going wild with what it could be and what it could mean. But like, just like the esports arena out there, it's like, wow, there's so much more potential that succeeds. And then like, what else are we going to get from it? So I think like this is like, it could be the start of something, even if it's not specifically this festival. I just think it could be something that's like really fun, something that's very similar to like esports arena, but maybe just more casual gaming and just gaming in general, and like more of like a festival and appreciation of gaming rather than like just like the competitive and after party side of it.
Because
maybe after party too, because like you can't have too many of those, I guess.
I kind of feel that I kind of feel like that, like the festival is going to more entertain bringing people that aren't really in the gaming, like, but like the music kind of level into it to introduce them to gaming, like kind of find a new factor of people to be introduced to it, which is awesome for them to do that. But like, but for me as a gamer and also just like in general, like I feel like I'm too old to go to these things. and then too, I think it would be, I still think it's a good idea. I think they should definitely do it. I just don't think it's meant for me is what I'm saying, I guess.
Yeah, see. Yeah. I happen to like I'm a gamer. I can go give me like that nerd give me that nerd stuff. I don't know what
give me that nerdish.
Give me that nerd-ish. Like I'm good with that. But I'm super passionate about bringing things to masser audiences and people being able to relate and get into new things and making things relatable. So like seeing something like this that kind of will bridge that gap and make something more normalized. I'm like, yes, let's do it. Normalize esports, normalize all these things. Yeah. And then also the idea of like a festival rather than like a crazy bumping EDM after party is more appealing to me as well, because it's not totally my thing. Like I like it and it's fun, but like, man, I'm getting tired.
Like, can y'all just reduce the volume down? I mean, I kind of have a headache. Yeah, no, that's the kind of thing I would be arguing about. But that's cool. Yeah. Can y'all? Is there a mute button for all this? I don't know. But anyways, okay. Well, that's cool. That's cool. We're gonna cut your topic short because we're at 20 already on this. But that's a good.
That's good. We'll be long next week.
Awesome. All right. Awesome. And I guess I will go next. and I will talk about one of the many things that were announced, and actually, more like something that we're circling back on, which was, I think, back in February or March when they announced Google Stadia. I was saying the idea was cool. I think I was like podcast episode number 2 that we were talking about this, and I thought that, hey, cool. I mean, it's a cool concept, but I need more information on this, and I'm going to let you know, Smitty, that I bought into it too. So like I bought the starter. I bought the starter pack for it.
Oh boy!
Didn't.
Yeah, I did.
Test dummy for us.
I bought it. I bought the starter. Well, it's not because I'm sold on it. I just feel like you got to give something a chance before you can just write it down. I mean, that's just where I've always looked at it. So I felt that the amount of money that it was asking me to do, I mean, it was the bare minimum to what they were, for what it was supposed to do. I gotta know. I mean, I just have to know. So that's where it was. So that's just, I mean, me as just the curious dude to check it, cause, you just see the amount of crappy systems I have, dude. I have the old school, I have the Ouya and all these weird ones too, but anyways, on Thursday, Google did their first, Stadia update, and they're going to be doing like periodic ones called Google, Stadia Connects, which will give like, information kind of like Nintendo and, State of Play and stuff that Sony's starting to do. And they gave us more information about the Google Stadia, the platform. So, now I'm not reading this off of anybody. I got this from a press release that they sent me, itself. So, let me see if I can get it back up, which I lost.
So by pre-ordering like you have, do you know if there's any different perks for you for this?
Yeah, I was going to show it to you here. Give me let me see. Come on, I can't believe I lost it.
So while there's a little bit of a lull, this is actually quite shocking for me. I didn't think there's any way that you would pay for Stadia. At all.
Really?
and here's
wow. I
the
was.
reason I'm saying that is because this doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. Again, when we talked about it originally, we said I think it's going to be a good attempt at trying to push the boundaries on this stuff, but it's not going to be there. And it's not going to be there, number one, because you're talking about ISPs then having to play a factor in this, right? To stream 4K, we're talking about 35 megs up. You're talking about, depending on hours of gameplay, if you're playing at 4K, you're talking about a terabyte of data. There's some people in some parts of the country and stuff like that aren't even offered unlimited. So that's not even a viable thing that they could do. You know what I mean?
Okay. Yeah.
Well, what was it? A Gigatron byte? What was?
Oh, some of that nerd vomit, teraflops. Yeah, I don't know.
Teraflops. Yes, that was it. So they have teraflops, guys.
Okay, I got the fact sheet up. Okay, then and I'll answer your thing there a minute there, Smitty. But so basically, they said that the availability of the game system of the version is going to be November 19th, 2019. There's no specific date as of yet. There's going to be 30 games that will be available on day one. The Stadia now there's going to be 2 different versions of Stadia that you'll have accessibility to. One of them is going to be called Stadia Pro, which is $9.99 a month. And with that $9.99, you can get up to 4K 60 frame per second HDR with 5.1 surround sound. So basically just 4K games theoretically. You get free games occasionally, exclusive discounts to games. Stadia Pro will also give you full access to Destiny 2, the full game, including the upcoming expansion that's coming out with Shadowkeep. If you get the Stadia Pro bundle, and also includes the Stadia that also includes the Stadia base benefits, which the base benefits is that the max that the base benefits will give you is 1080p, and buy and keep games that you want, play in Chrome browsers on computers or on your Pixel 3 or 3A phones. Which basically comes to that. So it's not available for all phones. You're only able to play on Google-based, like Google-owned phones. So it's only the Pixel phones. itself. So yeah, so that
trepidation begins.
Well, here's the thing though too. Who plays on the phone? I mean, like, why would you play on the phone when you have like other access on that? Like, I want to play.
We've talked about this. Like, the mobile gaming is actually. I know it's
it's mobile. You're not going to be playing
mobile gaming, but mobile gaming is almost just as big of an industry.
Oh my god, dude!
Huge.
It's mobile. It's not like you're going to say, "Hey, I'm going to play the Division 2. Listen to the Division 2 eight man raid on my phone." I wouldn't do that.
I just played Death Stranding on my iPhone. Okay.
Okay.
Man.
See,
I'm just saying.
Okay, so then, so like I said, launch games, 30 games, so I'm not going to go into all of that. Now, the cool thing is that now for $129, now it's supposed to be backwards compatible with any controllers, but they do have their own specific controller, and then so their Pro bundle that comes, if you get the Pro bundle, you'll get a specific, a dark blue limited edition controller with a Chromecast Ultra that you connect your controller to. You get 90 days of the Stadia Pro thing, and you are able to have like the first dibs of the Stadia name, and you get a buddy pass, which would allow your buddy to play 90 days as well with Stadia Pro. So for $129, I was like, okay, and you get the Destiny, which, I mean, means nothing to me, but it's still like, it's still worth like about $300 worth of stuff with it for it. And then I was like, you know what? This is probably the best chance I would say, yes, I would want to give it a shot by. So that's why I'm doing it. I wanted to check it out. Now,
Which of the two did you get?
Oh, I got the Stadia Pro, the Founders Edition. Yep. Yeah, so because I was okay, let me just let me give it the good old college try and see where it's going to go, because there's going to be problems on day one. But
so much faith.
I'm Mr. Pessimistic when it comes to game console releases when this comes out. But the biggest thing was this. The reason why I thought that it would be a good thing to check out, Smitty, was that first off, you're right. 4K it's ridiculous because they're saying the minimum requirement for you to go 4K is 30 megs per second on a stable 30 megs. So you need to kind of make sure that you have that kind of accessibility for wherever you're at. It's not accessible everywhere, but if the places that are doing it, you can do it. Now, that alone, if you do have it, you can't. Then yeah, you should get the Stadia Pro. But the way that they have it set on their bases, like with this, they're saying their Stadia base, which is going to be released in 2020, is going to be free. That means anyone can get any access to this without feeling obligated to pay the $9.99 a month cost. So they're allowing people to give you access to this thing. Now, the only other reason why that you would ever want to get the Pro. The Pro standard to pay the monthly is if you care about the free games and stuff like that. But but when they said, hey, you can buy and keep games that you want, I mean, you could basically increase your library on the games that you already have and not pay an additional fee to the platform, unless now the one question I had is how you're going to do it. Like, do you have to buy through Stadia to get the access, or can you go through? Let's say you buy a game on Ubisoft and then you want to play it on Stadia if you're able to do that. So they didn't really explain how you can do that, but I sent that question immediately to them to see what they're going to say. I still haven't heard back from them. So I think that from what they are trying to build, it makes sense that they're trying to build something cool. It does seem like it's something that's plausible, but I really hope it's as good as they say it's going to be. I really do, because if it does, and then if you have, because in my opinion, Stadia base alone, you have nothing to lose. I mean, you really have nothing to lose at that point. You're just still playing it on you're still playing through a browser. I just wanted to get the controller and the Google Chrome Ultra. That's the big thing I wanted too. So I was like, okay, cool. So
me out because you are a big physical games guy, and this is going to have 0 physical games. So if this goes belly up, what happens to the games that you then purchase? Because you have nothing now.
Well, I got PC. Well, PC, everything's digital on me anyways. I don't buy anything physical on PC because there's no point getting anything physical on PC. Everything is most things isn't based inside the physical case itself. You have to download it from either Origins or Steam or wherever you bought it from. So so saying that you're buying a physical copy on a PC game is a myth. I mean, you might as well, so I might as well play, if how I think it's going to be is that, Stadia will allow you to link your Uplay, your Origins, your Steam accounts, to it, so you can play your library and stuff, on games that allow you to play with it. If it's that way.
That does not sound pessimistic to me at all.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Yeah, that's exactly. At that point, it's what do you have to argue with that? I mean, there's no way. Cause they'll have the game is already on Stadia. The key is your authentication that you have to your Uplay account, and you have accessibility to it. So there's really no downside on that, unless you're wanting to play. I guess the only downside would be, hey, you want 4K, but you can't access it, or you don't have the speeds for it. I mean,
my thing though is so I have all this stuff on PC, then why do I need Stadia? You know what I mean? I have all this stuff. You're not giving me any kind of exclusives. You're saying I have to pay this money and membership for games that I already have on my PC, that I can access on my PC, that I can access on my PlayStation, my Switch, whatever. I don't see
2 words.
Sorry.
No. Okay. Yeah. No.
Mobile gaming.
That to me would be the big draw, is that you could do this. Mobile gaming would definitely be a lot more viable. Having this. Hey, I got this. That is the only thing. Otherwise, to me, it's you're just making me pay for something that I already have and I can already access in all my devices basically anyway.
No, but let's say theoretically that let's, for instance, a game that you have, for instance, let's say The Division 2. All right, because you're not. I mean, because my big thing is hey, because Division 2 is coming on Stadia day 1. So that's what I was asking. I was when I immediately asked about that, I was hey, I already have Division 2. Why would I want to buy it on Stadia again and just do all that crap again? I'm waiting for that answer. So now me being skeptical is that the way that it works, because you don't have a physical copy of the Division 2, you have a digital copy that you're going through Uplay to gain accessibility to it. So what if Stadia says, hey, or what if Uplay says, hey, you can link your Uplay account to your Stadia account, and then you play, and then you could still you don't lose anything. You're you don't lose your saves. You don't lose any of your stuff. You don't even, let's say you don't want to pay for the Stadia Pro, the Stadia Pro account. You don't play for the Stadia Pro, but you have access to your game that you're able to, in 2020, be able to play your thing for free at 1080p without using your computer resources. I mean, it's without using your computer resources to its maximum settings, if you have a consistent 20 megs for 1080p. I mean, and being a streamer, focusing on the layout and stuff like you have could be 100% utilized on everything else, your OBS and everything else to show what you're playing on Stadia. I mean,
you used to have a browser up, and browsers eat up a shit ton of resources.
Well, yeah, they do, but processing wise, I don't think it's still gonna be a lot less than what you would be if you're playing at a full res game, I would say.
Right.
So, I mean, I'm just saying that you're not necessarily paying the monthly for, I mean, from what I'm gathering on this, I could be wrong until they give me more clarity on this. This is what I'm going by, but I feel that they actually have a really good chance. Excuse me. They have a good chance on saying, hey, the games that you already own, that's within those 30 games that you already have, you can just push it onto your thing, and then and still play it without paying the extra monthly, without paying the monthly. Is where I'm going with, because I don't understand when they said, oh, if you have the free, version, you can still purchase games, and then you can still play it, because it's not like a monthly service, and then here's a library of games you can play. It's not it's not reading to me like that it's going to be that way. So yeah. So I mean, I don't know. So I mean, that's why I got to say I got to try it out before I make a full opinion on if it's worth it or not. And I got 3 months to mess around with it. So I mean, I don't know. I'm actually surprised you weren't going to get it. Say what, Smitty?
So you already have it?
Oh no, I purchased it. I reserved it.
Okay, so when does it come out? You said
it comes out November 2019. Comes out this year.
Okay. I don't know, man. I was looking at it and I was like, that would be cool to be able to play on any screen and have a joystick, you know what I mean? Or like have a controller that you can use and you can play basically anywhere. That is exciting, especially with their base thing. I mean, I don't know. It just seemed weird though, like having the subscription. I mean, if you already have like a Humble Bundle subscription, you know, stuff like that, you're already getting free games and whatnot. They're not coming out with anything that, like, you know what I mean? Like, it's not anything, like, I don't understand. And I know they're coming out with the free one here later next year or early in next year. But I don't know, man.
It's still, hey.
I would have waited.
Yeah.
But that's me. Like, I'm definitely curious. Yeah. I want to, like, I'm glad you're like giving us updates, and you're going to be able to give us a lot more updates because you're putting the money into it. But I'm going to wait till I get those updates, I think.
This is the way I logically look at it too. I get a ton of games for free. I'm luckily we're at a position where we get games for free all the time for reviews. It's $129 is nothing to just say, okay, I want to let me try what this is. So that's 2 games. I mean, that's like, okay, let me go with it and see where it goes. You know, and then like I said, I'm not on the boat 100% yet either. But like I said, I don't like hating things just to hate them. I'm gonna try it out and just pray that it's as good as what they're saying it is. So, so let's see.
Yeah, no, I totally, I get you. And I think it's worth to at least try it out. It's not. I'd rather sit back and see what happens as opposed to jumping in. I'm still not completely there yet, but I think, you know, I definitely see the potential there. I just don't see how it's all going to work out and how they're going to manage stuff. And I'd rather, you know, I kind of want to see it just unfold a little bit and then, you know, kind of go from there.
I think the BS is the 4K. That's where the BS is going to be for me. It's like they say 30 megs down on the 4K of the consistent connection. I'm like, okay, whatever. You say that because maybe it's because it's something that we've never seen that kind of style this before. I think it's just new technology that they say that they can do. We've seen a little bit of it with the Odyssey demos that they were doing in the fall of last year, but in a mass scale. Let's just pray to see if they put their money where their mouths are for it. So, okay, so that was a good discussion. Well, good discussion on justifying why I spent money on this thing. But let's see.
I'm gonna do that one of these days, my guys. Look, I did a thing, and now we have to talk about it.
Hey, it's like 7 months later, I'm like, okay, guys, I was wrong. My bad. Let's continue on. That's what I'm worried about. Hey, we kind of got that already with Anthem. We already got that with other stuff. So, hey, it's my turn. It's my turn if I make the mistake, which odds are it's not going to happen. It's just me being egotistical, but it's not going to happen. But we'll see how it goes. Okay, but just before we start the last topic, Smitty's topic, I just want to remind y'all, if y'all have anything in mind that you want us to discuss at the end of this podcast, remember just to go up to the CFG GameCast area, type in the topic that you want us to discuss, and we will talk about it at the end if we got some time. So, Smitty, you are up at bat. What is your topic?
Okay, so I call this. We all know that my love-hate for Destiny, Bungie, all that stuff. I called this when Forsaken came out. I said I am not going to drop the money on this. I know in 6 months it's going to be free. What did they announce? Destiny 2 is going free to play. I believe that is in September. It's also moving to Steam and getting cross save from console to PC, which I think that is fabulous.
That's really cool.
Yeah, exactly. I was like, I feel like it was kind of dumb that wasn't a thing. Yeah, I knew that this was going to happen. There was no way that it made sense for them to do that. We saw that actually happen with the Taken King as well, where all of a sudden, right before they came out with Destiny 2, they're like, the Taken King and all of Destiny is free now. You know what I mean? Get people all hyped up on it, get them to go in, start learning about it, and then hopefully cross over to Destiny 2. So this is being prompted because they are coming out with their big expansion now, and I'm curious about this, and I haven't really looked into it too much. But the next expansion is going to be a major expansion, so that's going to cost money. So it's like absolutely they're going to make all this stuff, and I will probably go back and play Forsaken and see what it's all about and whatnot. But they're coming out with Out of the Shadows. So this is supposed to be about the fifth race, if anybody knows about the lure of Destiny. So a race that we haven't seen yet and whatnot. And it's going to be major. The other thing that we know is that Bungie has split from Activision. So this is going to be Bungie running solo dolo on the development of this game and this expansion. Sorry, I say the game because it really is. I feel like it's going to be like a brand new game. Mm-hmm. And this kind of has me excited again. This might get me back on a train of Destiny. I like again. It's like how I feel with Anthem. It's like I hate you so much, but I want to love you so bad, you know. And you're making me feel this way, you know. So I don't know. We'll see what they're planning on doing, you know, with this. I think this could be that step that they find that redemption from the crap from Destiny, from the crap from earlier in Destiny 2. You know what I mean? And see where they, you know, get back to those glory years of Bungie. So I'm really excited about that. And I just wanted to, I didn't say anything beforehand, but I totally forgot about it. Now I remembered. There's also news that StarCraft, they stopped the development of StarCraft to work on Overwatch 2. I thought for sure somebody was trolling me. I was like, that doesn't even make sense. Oh, wow. And sure enough, I've seen the articles now and this and that. They are working on Overwatch 2. So I dug in a little bit and checked that out. And that seems to be that they're going to be focusing more on it being a PvE experience, getting into the lore, getting into the characters and stuff like that. That's got me. I saw somebody in one article I was reading, they were talking about it maybe possibly being like kind of like a Left 4 Dead 2 style game or something like that. Ooh. So yeah, I was just like, yo, number one, I already say that you can make a movie just from all the comics and the little shorts and stuff like that.
Yeah, I wish it would be like a Netflix animated show.
Yes, no kidding, I would pour all kinds of hours into that.
Yeah, no kidding. I mean, you're totally awesome. That'd be freaking awesome if they do that. I didn't even know that there were still developers on StarCraft still on there. That's quite interesting. So,
they're working on like a first person StarCraft thing. It was built off of the Overwatch engine is where they were building it off of.
That's really cool. Yeah, well, I'm not familiar with Destiny 2 that much. I tried playing a little bit of it, and I was like, "This is the same game." And I think I stopped before the first expansion. But for the most part, do you think Activision was the reason why they were kind of felt like nothing was changing itself, or was it now? Do you think that since Bungie has more freedom, since it's their own camp, that they can do whatever they want for it?
I don't know because I didn't know about Bungie until Destiny. I found out that they had, they did Halo and this and that and how amazing Halo is. And again, not having Xbox, I never played any of the Halos. I just heard about it, and then everybody was like, "Oh, they did good stuff with Halo. Bungie's the next big thing. It's gonna be huge. It's gonna be amazing." And then we started doing it. So that was my first experience, not only with Bungie, but a game like that, just in general. And and I enjoyed it, of course. But then all the complaints started happening, and things it got kind of ran short, and people got into a bad state, and people started pointing fingers at Activision, blah, 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 and Bungie. I don't know, to be honest. I think this is that chance for them to show, hey, this is what we're really about. Either that, or they were the ones mucking everything up, and that will show again in this expansion. I don't think it's going to happen though.
Okay, well, I mean, I personally think that Bungie is well, and also, sorry, another question: is this the last? Is this the last expansion that they're going with, or are they planning on doing any? Still planning on making more expansions for Destiny 2 before they switch to a new sequel?
I think that so there will be this one. I think Destiny will get to year 3 with another major expansion. I think, here in year 2, this is the major expansion for it. They'll probably do another one. There might be some smaller, the game passes that are like $5-10 maybe DLCs. Which will, who knows what they'll do with that stuff. But as far as major ones, this is going to be one that will kind of reshape, I guess, how the game moves forward. They may get some, but I could see them also announcing sometime like mid next year or something like that, saying, hey, Destiny 3, we're working on it. They're already working on Destiny 3. We already know that. They just haven't officially announced anything, I don't believe. Mm-hmm. But I think next year we'll see that. We'll see another major drop for year 3, and then we'll move on to Destiny 3.
Okay. Well, it sounds awesome. I'm looking forward to trying it out again with the expansions, because I kind of feel like I feel like I play the game if I feel it was more complete, and if hopefully what Stadia promises with everything until the new expansion will give me a good opportunity to mess around with it a little bit more. So. Yeah. So I mean, I think what they're doing. I think the nice pivot of now, is this going to be completely free, or is this a temporary thing? Like, are they planning on just like trying to introduce new people to it?
Yeah, I think it's just going to be free to play from now on, is my understanding, and then basically the next expansion will probably be at least, I'll say minimum $40, if not a full price game.
Yeah, see, I can't spend $40 on the DLC, dude. I just can't.
I know, it's like that's so many indie games or games on sale.
Yeah. Well, okay, if a DLC was like less than 40, Monster Hunter, the new Monster Hunter that's coming out, Iceborne, is going to be a $40 or $50 game, but at the same time they're considering that to be its own it's a expansion, but but it's so big that you're getting basically a brand new game. So that's how big of I really wouldn't consider that to be a DLC pack to the original. It's kind of like how old school tech is. That's kind of how Street Fighter 2, the Street Fighter 2 Championship Edition, and all that stuff used to be like. But like how Destiny has always done, how Call of Duty have always done, saying like, oh, you want to get the game? Okay, here's the game, $60. Oh, you want to get the season pack? Oh, the season pack is $89. It's like, I can't do that. You're paying like almost $200 on just one game. It's just right. It's a little crazy. And then content wise, what you're getting is mostly packs. It's like, here's a new arena, here's some new skins, and here's all this other extra kind of stuff. It's nothing really based on like, story or story. It's just the additional raid that you can go to give you access. It's just, I can't. That's why I never really was on the kind of the full Destiny bandwagon. Don't say I hated the game, but it just never really caught on to me, wanting to persevere on all that. And then then you, Smithy, when you were saying you were pissed off when they were charging what they were charging for all their expansions, and it's basically the same kind of content, and it just got repetitive and boring for you. It's just like, I would be like, this would not be something that I could do. So, so no, but since it's coming with Stadia, it's giving me the chance to check it out and see where I want to go with it. But but that's really basically it for it. Are you going to get back on when it comes out, Smitty, or are you going?
I don't know, man. I want to know the story and the lore. I want to just see how, and I love the raids and stuff like that. Like, I want to do it for that, but at the same time, it's like, I just know I will never grind it like I had grinded it before in the past, and that was fun for me. I don't know. Maybe I will. Plus, I know that there's other games coming out, too. So am I going to just forego these other games that I've been waiting to play, or go back to this game that, I'm just like, I played it. I know they come out with some new stuff and whatnot, but do I really want to spend that time playing that. Maybe I'll get around to it. Maybe I'll check it out. We'll see. I mean, I got the like I had the Anthem, the beta for Anthem, or not the beta, the PTS. I was thinking about installing that so I can go in and check out the Cataclysm because I want them to win so bad. To win so bad.
You're just their cheerleader in the corner. Go guys, go! Go guys, go! Oh no! Oh no, you're failing, but go guys, go!
No,
yeah. I bet the streamer like, die hard loves Anthem, and people like go in and like talk trash to him. It's like, look, dude, it's like the game is fun, man, like straight up. So it's like a lot of people are hating on it right now and this and that. I think it'll eventually get to where
they're just bandwagon fans because I mean it's a mixture. I just think it's a little mixture of like it's both. It's an EA game. It's technically EA, and then secondly, like the content wise. So like people. It's just people may just get on the boat on it, but at the same time, it's not as bad as what they're saying. Like this is complete garbage. Because I mean, no, I mean we played together for a little bit. Yeah, but I didn't catch up. I didn't play as long as you have. Yeah, so
right.
Yeah, I mean it is what it is. At this point, it is what it is. We're wanting to get it to make it better. We're still waiting for it to make it better. But yeah, so I mean, we'll just leave it. We'll leave it at that.
Hope.
Yeah, there's still hope.
There's some hope. There's some hope.
You know what the hope? You know what the hope is? It's No Man's Sky, dude. On what happened, like how they pivoted towards it. So,
I haven't even like really dived into what their update is, but I know it's monster, and it's finally basically because I was another one that got on that hype train. I had it like I was on a road trip from New York back here to Vegas, and I took my PlayStation with me to make sure I could get it when it came out.
That is the drive.
I am bored as shit. That was night one. I was like, whoa. I don't see anybody. I can't interact with people. I was like, what is this?
Oh, No Man's Sky. Yeah. No Man's Sky, like day zero, No Man's Sky was I was never on that hype train because when No Man's Sky was introduced, I was like, what is this? I don't even understand what are you doing? What are you doing? Like, what's the gain of doing what you're doing on this? And then, so I was like, okay. So then 4 years, then remember it was in that weird limbo for like 3 or 4 years. You didn't know what was going I didn't know what was going on throughout that whole time. And then I was just like, I'm going to wait and just see where this is going to go. And sure enough, with all that stuff that was happening with, they kind of talked more than what they expected when the game first came out. But give it another 3 years on top of that, it's a lot better than what the original one was. So,
right.
Yeah. I mean, have you played the original, the newest version of it, or?
I haven't. I played when it went multiplayer. I played a little bit with Smitty Tales and some other people, but I haven't played it really since then, I guess. I mean, like once I've moved past the game, it's hard for me to go back and like jump into it because I feel like I'm a stranger in this world that, was once familiar, but now looks like a completely different place and space, and I don't know what the hell I'm doing. So it's hard for me to get back into games like that. Yeah. I mean, again, I still have it installed though on PlayStation because it's one of those ones I'm like, maybe I'll over the weekend I'll maybe go and play a little bit and fill it out. Like it never happens, and then I'm like, all right, well, never mind. And, it's just I would like to go back and check it out though, because like with the freighters and like they made the improvements to things that I thought would make the game a lot more fun and a lot more enjoyable for people. So I absolutely would be willing to go back and check out the experience.
Okay, yeah. Well, yeah, that. I mean, there's a lot of games that are like that, which I've never, which I don't know how many times I've said before, like, it's the worst way of developing a game is saying, hey, we're gonna just give us some extra time. We'll release it now, but just give us some extra time and it's gonna be the game that you're expecting it to be. Division 1 was like that. Final Fantasy 14, when I was playing it, the original 14 was garbage. So I was just like, no, I can't play it. Yeah. I mean, Destiny 2, yeah, when they say, okay, we're gonna increase it, it's gonna get better as a patch, that's all good and all, but then you wait another 2 or 3 years, it's not like a soon to be thing. It takes time. And that nonsense, so that nonsense is where that needs to end. If it's not done, the way I look at it is like, okay, unfortunately, wait till it gets to that point.
Yeah, that's my thing. Like, I'd rather wait for a game to get good. Like, I actually ended up doing that with Mass Effect 3. pretty big example. Like I wanted to play it right out of the gate, but then everyone was saying it was bad, and I was still finishing my second save file on PlayStation, and it was just, I would be so mad if I did actually play it and spend the money, the fresh money, the full price, one game alone, and have to wait so long for it to be what it had promised to be.
Right. Well, I mean, we'll definitely see. Well, if you do play, if you go back to Destiny, let me know, because I have no idea what to expect. Sesh, do you play Destiny 2?
I haven't. I'm waiting.
We'll see you in September.
There we go. I might try it out in September.
More of a reason to, that would be pretty cool. So yeah. So we'll definitely see. That's really cool. This is like the tip of the iceberg of what's going to be coming out until next week. So I just can't wait till see what else is going to be what's going to be introduced. Is there anything that you're anticipating? Anything that you're wanting to get more information on, like for E3 from E3? Nothing. Okay.
No. I thought you. I didn't know if you were talking to me. I'm thinking, like, I think there's honestly, I'm a little excited for for Final Fantasy VII, because since that game originally came out, it was already due for a graphics update. I never played it. So I'm actually really excited to play it, because I only ever watched my brother play it here and there. Like, oh god, the graphics are so bad, but man, the story looks awesome! And I really wanted to play it, but back then I couldn't. And then when I was able to kind of get over that, wow, the graphics are bad phase, it was already like that far gone, you know?
Oh yeah, fair enough. Yeah, so, it has aged pretty badly.
Yeah, that's one of the things that's like, it's kind of technically on the backlog, but at the same time, it's like, I never want to play it, because it's like, it aged badly within 2 years.
Not only that, but for you, because you said you don't like inventory, so it's like.
I know, but I would still play it. Like, I am looking forward to the remake. For the story, okay. I will play with a game with terrible inventory chaos. Okay,
fair enough. What about you, Smitty? How about you?
And yeah, so there was the Star Wars gameplay that's coming out. I can't remember what the hell the
Fallen Jedi or the Fallen Order.
Dude, that looks so freaking amazing. I haven't watched the gameplay yet. I saw like a little snippet, and it looks super clean.
You know what it reminds me of?
Need to go look at it. Huh?
It reminds me of Jedi Academy, which is awesome. It looks good. It looks really refined, I will say, but yeah, I just hope the game is long or longer than I think it's going to be, because from the history of how EA's treated Star Wars, I'm kind of very skeptical, but we'll see.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah,
true.
That's very nice. I'm looking forward to Cyberpunk 2077. That's the one I'm looking forward to. I want to get more information. If they give us a street date, it would be amazing. I don't think it's coming out this year. I think they said it's not coming out this year, but I would love to see. Like, I've been wanting more information on that sucker after they showed the 1 hour video from last year about it. So hopefully they're going to say some stuff. Hopefully they're going to show some more abilities. I don't care. I just need to see some more stuff about that. And I guess that is it for episode number 11. Everyone, thank you for stopping by, and excuse me, thank you for stopping by and checking us out. Definitely check out Review Sessions, Awesome Runs. I think you're in the middle of a move right now, so you're not really having anything in the plan, right?
I'm going to try to get back into the streaming routine. It's going to be a minute, but yes, I'm going to finish my game of Spider-Man, and then I think I'm going to be moving on to Metal Gear's, the Metal Gear series, because I'm trying to do a crowdfunded project with that, since I'm also a filmmaker, so I have to do everything.
If you played the original Metal Gear, are you going to start with the original Metal Gear, then to Metal Gear Solid, or are you going to start like the Solid series and then go
it'd be Solid series. I might skip Metal Gear Solid, the first one, just because I have actually played that one a bunch, like a lot. So there's a few that I haven't played though, but I think I'm actually going to start with playing through 4 again, since I only played it way back.
Oh man, you got to play Twin Snakes. Do you have Twin Snakes?
I do, but
Play-
I've also played that one a lot too.
Play Twin Snakes. Twin Snakes is so good. It's like
It's great.
Yes.
I love the acting in the first one the most. Like that one's just
that is the
fantastic.
first one. It technically is the first one. It's the remake of it's Metal Gear Solid.
It's a remake of the first one. The acting's not quite as good, and there's a lot more backflips and anime stuff that the first one didn't really have. But yes, it is also still fantastic, even with the backflips.
Okay, as long as you play the first one, I will put money. I will put money down on that because I love that game. Yeah, you
Okay, then
definitely
maybe
will.
Maybe I will.
Yeah. I mean, you can skip. Yeah, I mean, like, yeah. I mean,
1, 2, 3, 4.
Just do it all. Just do it all.
Yeah, I know. I'm just gonna do it all. I might have to skip some
Yeah.
because they are kind of long, and there is a limited time period that we're trying to do the crowdfunding for. Because you don't want it to go on forever. We have to set some deadlines because then nobody will give. So
Good point.
I
Good
have
point.
to do it within that limited time and move.
Yes, and move.
Work full time
All right.
and. And do the pre-production on the project.
You're adulting, yes, we got it. But yeah, definitely check her stuff out on Review Sesh. It's she does some awesome content. Also I mean, you already know Smitty. I mean, we're on Smitty's channel, so everyone knows how awesome Smitty is. So Smitty 2447, more Death Garden, more Overwatch. We need to like petition you so we can get you as the voiceover or one of the characters in the next Overwatch or something. I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. I love that.
Hell yeah, no doubt. And then also you go check out CFG Games where we just a group of us messing around playing some I think we're playing Tales of Vesperia tomorrow. And just I think and then we're probably going to take the break because of E3, but definitely everyone, thank you for stopping by. You can always check out the any previous GameCast episodes on Podbean at CFG Gamecast, and we'll be on again next week with some more shenanigans. Thank you for stopping by. Y'all have a great day.
Peace.
Peace.